Good afternoon, my name is Mike, and I'm a Jiu-Jitsu mat rat. Oh, wait a minute, wrong kind of group, sorry. I got this confused with another group. No, I teach Jiu-Jitsu for old guys at Titan Athletics, so sort of as I've gotten older, I've got interest in fitness and aging. I'm 66, and people say, you have no business doing Jiu-Jitsu. And I believe nobody can tell you where that edge of that envelope is, so I'm really kind of a fitness fanatic. Well, anyhow, I'm in there one day, Michelle's in there with a bunch of these old people beating the crap out of each other, and I said, actually it's non-contact, but it sounds better when I say that. But I'm like, what are you doing over there? She says, oh yeah, these people have Parkinson's and they're doing boxing. I had never heard of that. I mean, I heard of Michael J. Fox. That's all I knew about Parkinson's, some movie star that had it. And so she says, why don't you come by and help out, because I could really use some help. I said, okay. So I went home that night and I got online and I looked up Rock Steady Boxing, and they had a whole series of courses, and they had an assistant coach course, and I said, well, let me just see what this stuff's all about, and got really deep into the science of how the boxing helps people with Parkinson's. And oh, by the way, most of the folks that have Parkinson's are actually aging as well, so I would argue that most of this stuff is good for everybody. But in particular, it attacks the symptoms of Parkinson's disease, and for some reason that resonated with me. I thought, that's pretty cool. Well, then I showed up and started helping out, and this was January. So what's that, 3 months, 4 months ago? So I started helping out, and it only took about a week before I fell deeply, I mean, head over heels in love with this whole thing.
Like show them your heart. Do it.
I am not a touchy-feely kind of guy. Maybe I should say I never used to be a touchy-feely kind of guy, but it's hard not to be impressed with the courage and the determination of these folks. I know a little bit of boxing, I know a little bit of jiu-jitsu, a little bit of judo, and all that stuff kind of comes into play because you're worried about, you got to build physical strength. You want to improve people's balance. You want them to feel confident that they can walk across the room and not fall. And all those things I found just really fascinating. So I'm helping out. I've been down to Ellsworth a couple times. Mostly I'm up here in Brewer helping out. And these people sort of changed my life. I say these people, that doesn't really sound right. But this family, this new family that I have, this new tribe that I have, has changed my life. Because, and I think, Doug, you just said this, the sheer joy that goes with this, by the way. I mean, there's a variety of emotions in almost every class. It's like a roller coaster. You never know where you're going to be at. I think last week was all laughing. But,
because it is dance moves.
It's just, yeah, I wasn't technically dancing, but it was, it's a lot of fun. It's deep on a certain emotional level, because the other thing too that impresses me to no end is that it works. I've seen people when I first got there in January, and I see them now, and I see the progress that they make. It's not hard to get behind something like that. It blows my mind. This is very, very important work, not just for folks with Parkinson's. There's a variety of neural diseases where your brain stops signals going down to various muscles. I mean, this is such a phenomenal program. So if you know anybody with Parkinson's and they don't know what to do, or they're self-isolating, get them to this group. Get them to one of the either the one down at Ellsworth, the one up here, or if you know people that are down. I forgot where you said the other classes were. I think down in Brunswick or Bouffay. They can really, truly benefit from this, because I've seen folks who sort of showed up since I started there that seemed somewhat skeptical, and within a couple of weeks they're right into it. Go back to what's the number one most important thing? It fights back, pushes back against the symptoms of Parkinson's. And almost as important, probably more important, is the relationships that everybody forms with each other, and the fact that they have a third place where they can go, where they can have friends, where they can talk about whatever's on their, get it off their chest about what's going on in Parkinson's with people that are actually going through the same thing. I cannot, I see this every single time that I'm there, and again, it's just, this is my new life's goal, my life's mission, whatever that word is. This is one of those things, and I'm a retired guy, so I can do this stuff. So pretty much, not quite full time. Still got to teach jujitsu, but it's a phenomenal program. So I'm hooked. I'm an official assistant coach, and thanks for listening to us today, because it's just one of those small parts of life that I never even knew existed till I stumbled across it, and it just woke me up in a variety of ways. So thanks very much.